Kei aku nui, kei aku rahi, kei aku rangatira, tēnei te whakataitai, ngā whakataitai, and it is the 2021 Bunnings National Touch Championship. We have Te Hau Kāinga, Ōtautahi, Canterbury, taking on Te Raki Pai Whenua, North Harbour. My name is Hikapene. Joining me is Maya Williams and also the lovely, talented Mere Baker.
Kia ora whānau, this is going to be a great match here. We've got Canterbury, the mighty Canterbury team versus North Harbour, and we're looking at the Canterbury team here. Mikey Davies, Scotty Grant, Ben Sembeck, Nigel Heath, all ex-New Zealand representatives, and Nasal Sawberry again, a starlet of the New Zealand side for many years, and also Canterbury.
Coaches for Canterbury, Nick O'Halloran, Scott Grant, and amazing manager Sarah Buzzy.
Awesome, and that is your Canterbury 30 men's, and on the other side, North Harbour, you have O'Sullivan, Mutu, Hurasuka, Norman Hood, Donnie Woodhouse, he'll be on the ball a bit, Morrison King coming down the team sheet. We have Ryder Campbell, Mafoe, Angle, Tudorthorpe, Rangi, Lemutin, Tupe Pere, and Donnie Woodhouse is co-coach along with the Leslie Woodhouse. Assistant coach is Brad Norman, and the physio healthcare is Heath Hawkins, and that is your North Harbour finalist. This is a repeat of last year's final. This went down to a drop-off, and the local boy himself, Nazer, iced the cake. But 364 days is a long time to think about making another final, and a second kinder's just arrived. Mary, who are you putting your second kinders on?
Well, for being a Canterbury girl, I'm definitely going to go for Canterbury. They did a lot to get to the final. They beat Waikato by 13 versus 9, and then North Harbour 8-7. So pretty tight games there, but I think Canterbury's got too much firepower.
And yourself, Maya?
Well, I'm still down there for 2 more nights, so I'm definitely sticking it on the home crowd. I want to leave here safely. While being very cold, I want to leave cold and safely.
I'm going to wait till half-time.
Oh, of course, sitting on the fence there, bro.
No, I'm going to eat some while we wait. No, that's good. Yeah, I think Canterbury, there's just something in the DNA with these players, and as you talked about, Medi, some of the names that you named off, Mikey Davis, Scotty Grant, he's a guy, he's one of these dudes, and people say, oh man, Scotty's not that fast, but he's just so sharp. He puts players in motion. I think he's going to play another big final. Ben Seabeck, obviously Eli is injured, but he'll still play a big role in the box.
Well, of course, he's got to, be the voice and the communication for the box and helping out in the coaching team. But again, Nazer, I think, is going to be a key element to this as well.
Yes, and there we have a gold medalist on screen there, Maya.
Gold medalist as a model too, George Albert Yonke. Jeep is still looking 23 like always. The one thing for me with the Canterbury team is not just how good the players are, but how long they've played together, to the point where they probably don't even communicate in words anymore. They just know each other's movements, the angles that they come in by, and I just think that probably almost feels like there's a 7th player on the field.
Yeah, and just a few other names in the team. We've got Walker, Heath, we've got Withers, Anderson, Stour, Sprout. These, as you say, they've been around a long time, and a lot of them are New Zealand players that have come through the men's and the masters.
Yeah, again, Canterbury have been together for a long time, and they've got the transition from men's open over to the masters side, so they've stuck with touch for at least on 20-odd years. So this is going to be a side. Now, I talked to Scotty Grant just before, and he said, look, we always have trouble with North Harbour. We had trouble back then when we were in the opens, and we're doing it here as well.
Yeah, and that says a lot to North Harbour. We've talked a lot about Canterbury, but obviously, as you said, drop off last year, 364 days is a long time. They've obviously done well again. That Auckland team they beat in the semi-final, star-studded. We talk about open men's players just coming out into it. Auckland star-studded team again. So North Harbour just solid, consistent, very accurate in what they do. The pace of the game at the first minute is the same at the 40th minute, so this is going to be a banger.
Yeah, and it's awesome to see, Harbour's really featuring in the youth grades, the masters, and obviously today, and they've got a young crop of women that are coming through out of the Northern Strikers. So North Harbour Touch is, from the outside looking in, is in very good hands for the future.
Yeah, and we didn't even mention the men's. I think the men's are leading their pool, finished on top, and they've beaten some of the best, I think some of the finalists of previous years. So, like you say, real comeuppance to the North Harbour crew up there, whatever you're doing, please share it, because obviously it's good, really working.
Yeah, well, a lot of them have gone home. You've got the likes of Daniel that's gone home, and some players that have, gone home also. So, yeah, it's awesome. And ultimately, for the high performance program and the performance program of Touch New Zealand, it's really vital that these men's teams are back. And, in your day playing rugby at a high level, Mere, obviously the grades just below feeding, those are very important.
Yeah, pathways are important for any high performance program, whether it be rugby or touch, and I think that Touch New Zealand's done a great job with their youth pathways, and especially at community touch as well, making sure those modules are still going, make sure there's activity there for youth as well.
Now, Maya, they've selected these three adjudicators, officials for this one. We haven't quite seen them yet, but they must be buzzing, building for this, knowing that they're in line to run this one, which is, I guess, the top Masters game of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the top Masters. So these are the number 1, 2 and 3 ranked referee. On the right, the tall referee there is Tace McCurdy from Ōtautahi. Come across somewhere in Europe, refereeing for a long time. We've got Tim Lucas. Tim Lucas was actually my first team leader. He was the absolute man back then. He looks no different now and still running around just as fast. And the third referee, I'm just struggling to see who that third referee was, but they'll be stoked. I talked to Tim earlier today and he was pumped to be ranked number 1 in anything is an amazing achievement, and he's really looking forward to this final. The thing we also talked about is the pace of this game. I would say this is probably almost the second or third fastest game there will be this week.
Yeah, I totally agree. I remember calling this game last year and I wasn't surprised, but I was just at the skill level, at speed. Mikey Davis was sprinting to the ruck. You had Ben Seabeck on sweeps, and then you had Scotty just taking control of the time. But then on the other side, you had dudes like Donnie Woodhouse, and they're just being really composed. So I think this is going to be a very tight one, Mitty.
Yeah, I think it is. I think if Canterbury can keep to their composure and actually keep to their structure, they're going to put a lot of pressure on North Harbour. And the one thing that Canterbury does very well in all the grades is the defence. Okay, they're very connected. They keep high. If they put someone high, they put someone high. But everything else is connection.
Excellent. Here we have it tapping off, and it's the locals left to right in the traditional black and red colours. That's touch 2. And we'll check some platforms. Might get a little check back to the middle. Little sweep play coming around. Yeah, textbook, and he's just going to look open side. Yeah, beautiful shut there by the left link, number 11 for North Harbour's Josh. And when you can see, this is North Harbour's defensive team.
Yeah, that was a great set there. Unfortunately, just was a penalty. Left a little bit early, number 11 there from North Harbour. So Canterbury again, full set on the line, just sitting up here, trying to pull the defence up.
Ben Seabeck in there, just trying in the middle there. You'll see him trying to go for a scoop, or he'll do a bounce out. Comes on the back there, Seabeck.
Oh, beautiful reaching touch again. Number 11, Josh, he's out there for a reason. Defensive right link. He's staying really, really stable. Nearly slipped, but we'll go again. They've got a lot of tricks up their sleeve, coming through the hands. Look at this defence sliding across. Good communication. That's a huge win to start the game for North Harbour.
Yeah, great set from North Harbour. And I actually think the conditions favour the defensive team rather than the attacking team. It's a lot harder to turn the corner on attack. And for the defence, that was a great set. First out from North Harbour. Cracker already. Here we go.
Now, Mitty, you've played in some big games through your rugby career and touch career. What type of energy is the warm-up like before these sort of games?
Yeah, it depends what sort of player you are. Some players love to be pumped, and they're full of energy, and some people just like to be really, really relaxed.
Here's Donnie Woodhouse on the short side scoop. We talked about him before. He'll be a threat throughout this game, Donnie, and he'll just be, I guess, teasing the defence, just looking at the policies and how solid they are. And Mitty, you talked before that's what Canterbury's known for.
Yeah, the defence there again, simple there, and they'll try and go up the field here, Canterbury, and get as much a yardage as they possibly can, going back into the machine really from here. And
Maya, you've reffed for many times over the years. You can just hear how vocal the players are. How do you block that out as an official?
Oh, it's quite easy when you're having to run as fast backwards as the players are forwards. You don't really get much time to do anything else, and you don't want to waste your oxygen anywhere. No, it just gets your juices flowing. These are the best games to ref. The warm-up's easy because you're so keen. Yeah, I really am jealous of those refs out there for this one.
Nice. Awesome to hear, especially young people looking to get into this. But here we go again. We're going end to end. I just seen Joel King out there. Power play scoop on the back end. 15's got the ball. Oh, backwards flick. Fitziawa like, and he's going to go through the hands. Beautiful work, and we just seen a strike combination there. Tupe, and also planting there was King, so that's a nice combination, just slowly warming up into this one.
Yeah, Nigel Heath did great there on the defence there, too, to defend, so he basically took the space first and made sure he made himself quite big. It's quite hard to get through there.
Now, as you say, Maya, you know, you're backpedaling so fast. Really, really good shape early on in this one for the officials.
Yep, keeping the teams, like you've just said before, end to end. If it's going end to end, it's because the refs are keeping them apart. And the thing you'll see with these three is there'll often be a straight line in the defensive line because the sideline referees are working really hard with that winger and link to ensure that they're pulling them back to where the on-field referee needs them.
Nice. Now, this is going to be huge for both teams, and it's the exiting. And it's not so much just exiting, it's how much metres you can make. I think that's touch 4. So, once again, Canterbury being right in their face. Good ball movement. He made a couple of extra metres there. Levin's on the ball. Once again, he looked onside. Yeah, that great work again, but they've finished right in that far left-hand corner, so Canterbury's got to shift the ball to the right side.
Yeah, that's great. Great work with North Harbour, really making Canterbury work to get out of their exit play. They've got to get the metres and come to the sub-box, get their new subs on so they can attack them from depth, really.
Here we go again. Nice. It's all the 1%ers done well, but little bobble there. Is he going to get it back? Yeah, good work. Big, strong defence there by O'Sullivan. Gets the big mitt in the way.
Yeah, Scotty Grant wouldn't be happy with that one. Might be saying a few cheeky things.
There's Muffboy. Nice, good role playing. They just go nice and direct, and we saw this in the 40 men's final, Maya.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the grind, as we call it, I guess, just the up and back, and again trying to control the ball, be accurate with the ball, and try and exploit any holes you can. Just nice quickie here, going outside, step back, underneath. Wowzers.
Lamuton. Thomas, number 14. He was obviously just in the open men's last year because, I mean, look at the body movement. Gets down low. No downtime. Donnie Woodhouse gets it left foot. Just moves the body. Last beautiful work. And awesome, effort by Canterbury. There we go. Harbour open up the count. And it's been a while. 5 minutes before we get our first touchdown.
Yeah, Naser Sawbury got there, caught out there a little bit, not connecting. He did pull his corner, but this just didn't come across when he shifted the ball.
Here we have it. This will be a tap-off play that I've talked about for this one. Naser's just trying to pull him out. So they're running a bit of a high-link defence there. Scotty just taking his time, as he does.
Oh, great.
He's just so composed, Scotty, on the ball. Most people would have freaked.
Yeah, you talked about that he's not the fastest. I think the thing that amazed me whenever I was listening is the time he had. He just looked like he had so much more time than anyone else. He knows what he wants to do. He's waiting for the defence to break down the way he thinks they're going to. Makes the right option 99% of the time, and that's why that try was so easily scored.
Yeah,
and
Mikey
unselfish
Davey.
like too, eh, Medi?
Yeah, Mikey Davies on the end of it, 2v1, where you go.
Nice. We've got a game, it's 1-1. This is the 30 men's final. If you've just tuned in, we are in Te Waipo, Ōtautahi. Beautiful ruck there. Play through, yeah. Now you've got to dominate that space. I think Maya is the attacking player.
Yeah, well, I mean, ultimately it's the standard. Now, if that's the standard, that's what you want the referee to allow happen for the rest of the game.
Oh, look, they've got the energies back in there from the Cantabrians. Just going forward again, and they get a penalty. I think it was touch 4, so here come on the Brains Trust, and they'll have another play. They would have talked about this stuff leading into the final. There's Mikey Davis again. He may set for a sweep play. He's just got speed for days.
Yeah, Mikey has been around for a long time, and he'll be just looking to move the ball into space, and there we look like we're going to split those middles there. Look, giving an out ball there.
Yes. On the ball, number 6 there for Canterbury, we've got Tama Walker. He looks like another strike player. Seebeck's on the ball, a little check inside, and we got Sprout. Yeah, just lost his way there. One for Harbour's got a nice physical presence. He makes the touch and wins what we call the range. But they're outside here. That's another good touch by Harbour. Seebeck on the ball. Yeah, nice work again. They're really getting up and lifting really nicely, Harbour.
Yeah, Harbour's defence must be the platform that they build everything out on. A nice penalty here, come at perfect time. Get to start a set just inside their own half, so hopefully they'll get 1 or 2 cracks down the end of this. But that defence is a real strength of theirs. Obviously, I haven't seen them much, but they look. There had to be some beautiful work by Scotty Grant to get through.
Yeah, well, there was nothing between these teams, as we said last year. It went down to a drop-off, so both teams have got awesome defensive structures, and everyone knows their role. There's Donnie Woodhouse, nice clean touch. Yeah, they're coming to the box side here, and they've made that link, make 2 touches. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back at him after the set.
Yeah, I'd say there'll be good old Canterbury play. They'll look to split those middles and try and stretch them as much as possible, and then we'll probably look for a dump split. Looks like backdoor's coming.
Over the top, and there it is. They just tease that defence. There's Connell, roll ball there, fifth and final. Scotty there, late cut, coming through the hands. Yes, drawn pass. They have to check back inside. Beautiful, yeah, they play right through. That's quite a clinical touchdown in this game.
Yeah, keeping the ball alive, which is the most important thing, and we've found that this whole weekend that the inside ball's been absolutely paramount.
You still put pressure on the last pass, never gave up, and yeah, it feels like both teams have settled into it now.
Yep, here we go. Be key for North Harbour to kick back here. They were one up. Canterbury got 2 in a row. North Harbour will want to make sure that they can stop that and grab some of that momentum back.
Be interesting to see if they go back to what worked for them. Harbour, they come to this 32 ruck, pulled out a quickie. They're just teasing this defence. They're lifting them up. This is good from Canterbury, from Harbour, because all players have got to come off the line there. Just running them again.
32 long there, and let's get on the outside of that link, but Nays is again up to the task on the defence.
So why you see them going one side, pulling out that left side, and then shifting back over. Once you're up outside the 7, you've got to stay up. That's correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you actually need to go forward while the ball's outside the 7. So whether you're outside it or not doesn't matter. It's where the ball is.
Nice 50, and then once again, it's definitely going to come down to the defence. There's that back flick again.
He's pulling out the big shows, isn't he?
Yes. I saw Whitiawa win a Whakatane tournament, one of those passes many years ago, but he practiced it for years. But here we go, Canterbury, 10 minutes remaining in this one. They lead 2-1 against North Harbour, and they've just run a different sub pattern there. So they stayed on for one set of 6, and then they took it away from the box, and they're probably only going to make a couple of subs, get some strike attackers on.
Yeah, I think that's a good change up from Canterbury. I know a lot of teams just going straight to the box. They seem to be quite congested in that box area, and a lot of mistakes turn over. Here we have a scoop, unfortunately, whereas the teams who centred it first, got their momentum going forward and then to the box, just gives them more space to play with as they head towards their box.
Yeah, Tama Walker, he seems to be another strike player for Canterbury. They're getting him on the ball quite a lot.
Yeah, he's getting in the middle there and looking for that scoop, isn't he? He's trying to get there. But look at North Harbour again. Great little driving down the field there, getting those subs on nice and deep so that they can set up those striking attacks.
Yeah, for Brad Norman, power plant there. Here we come, O'Sullivan just tapping through. Ooh, great work, man. There's some awesome skill set here, Mike.
Yeah, really good. Nick, I was going to ask you a question. Do you notice the change in the way we play the game now versus maybe 10 years ago on attack, I guess, more than anything?
Oh, I definitely think there's primary moves that probably weren't around back then. But, I was watching a final on 7th Touch. It was Auckland Canterbury, actually, open men's. And, man, the skill set was still as sharp as ever. The speed was still as sharp as ever. But definitely, the rules, I think, have helped modify different plays that have come forward. What about yourself, Maya? You've been around a long time.
Yeah, it definitely used to be a lot more, I guess, W's, quickies, circles, a lot of stuff that sort of originated in the middle, and it wasn't until probably the last 10 years when I've seen it be more about the 32, more about 32 peels, 32 picks, and then the backdoor plays.
Of course, Mafoy at half. Just having trouble at times seeing these numbers from here. So to those whānau that are watching going, hey, you haven't said my son's name. We're just trying to get the numbers right. But there's Donny again, so we know Donny quite well. Just trying to shake this defence, just trying to pull him out. A little two-step play there.
Pulled the penalty there, but I must admit, in both these teams, out of all the finals, these two teams are willing to throw the ball around, and they're not too shy to just give it a crack. Where everyone else is a bit more structured, and this team here, both teams are very, very skillful.
Yeah, Chris Morrison there, nice platform play. Oh yeah, just tried to run the old little sneaky bounce play there that your brother was known for, Maya. Ankle used to break many ankles. Once again, there's Donny Woodhouse at half.
You want to see Canterbury get out of their half here and really get some powers in, come to the sub box if they need to, which most of the time they do when we get a little bit older, right, boys?
Yep, it's sort of the lay of the land now, on and off with the speed.
How do you think North Harbour can crack this Canterbury defence? They went up 1 early. They haven't scored for the last 8 minutes. They sort of didn't really look like they've been threatening. Hika, if you were coaching North Harbour, where do you see the gaps in the Canterbury defence?
I'll go back to that, the first touchdown. I'll go back to that 32 platform. and I get the same dude on it, they should lock under because they'll go, it's that dude again, and I just run a rip pass on the outer. Just to lock them under, because I think that's been probably the biggest threat they've had in the first half.
Yeah, they probably need a transition from like exit play into the strike plays a little bit better, I think, for North Harbour. It's probably where they need to break down Canterbury a little bit more.
That was a huge pass. That was a good at least 30-metre pass, and you can hear the grandstand roar there. So here we go, Mutu just laying this platform. Nice out ball there. There's Donnie Woodhouse. This is only touch 2. Then we have Mafue at half. Number 7 there coming through, Morrison. This is a nice transition, and they're coming back at this link, and they're going to open them up, centralise as we call back into the 50. And here goes Tupe coming across. Power plant there from Rangi through the hands. That's, it's just timing. Now, I'll play through. They're going to play on. Beautiful way to finish that set.
Yeah, great listening by number 15 there from North Harbour. Obviously it looks like a touch. The Canterbury defender was short. Referee said play through. Great call by the referee. I love it when referees said play through rather than penalty. As we see here, I thought he passed it a little bit early. Obviously that player come up early, keep control of the ball, listen to the referee. Nice back flick. That's the third of the game. Third time lucky, they say. And an easy touchdown there by number 10 in North Harbour.
I think that's that signature pass meter that we see, the old back flip, paid off.
But this all came from an exit play and the transition we talked about, making sure that you get down the field and you roll into an attacking play. And that's what North Harbour just did.
I think one thing we see, Maiwa talking about what we might not have done 10 years ago, is we're starting to see a skip pass from dummy half. Normally you go to the first receiver, but they're shifting straight to the second, and he's skipping now. So that's probably something that's it's probably just been added. So especially when defenses are tight, you can move that ball, and they got a lot of confidence. Oh, Mikey, beautiful pass.
Oh yeah.
He shouts out to DW there.
Yeah, the only thing better than the pass was the defence. North Harbour, especially on their right-hand side, the sharp defenders out there. Number 10, Angela, I think it is.
Yeah, nice work. And I saw him playing link early on. Here we come, Mafue. They've got they found the groove now.
Yeah, they
and there's
have.
our man Tomu there coming through, centralising. I like this better, because they're pulling up this left side defence that they've hit. Here's Donnie Woodhouse just using his feet. Oh, unlucky there.
It's still a pretty good step by North Harbour. They're right down the end there. It makes Canterbury have to work really hard to get down to the attacking zone, And there we go. And that's a mistake that probably Canterbury couldn't really afford.
Yeah, Macquarie, he's been playing well. This is just discipline now. Yeah, just moved, rushed it.
You see the winger there from North Harbour just saying be composed. I see this a lot in rugby, that we skip past where you don't need to. I think your advantage there was drawing past. You had the number. As soon as you skip, you let the defence fade out, and it just goes back into numbers. So unfortunately for North Harbour, they couldn't capitalise on that. But here we see Canterbury got away with one, and then straight back onto attack and down North Harbour's throat.
Once again, in the big games, it's all about doing the simple things well, and it's more being disciplined with the ball. She's so white mine now. They've gone up the other end, probably when they didn't deserve to get up the other end. But here we have it, and Canterbury, I have no doubt, will cash in on this opportunity, Medi.
Yeah, Tama Walker and then in the middle, and we've also got Sprout there coming in, and Stowers looks like he's gone the left-hand side, and it looks like a short ball.
Another great touch there from number 10.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said his name wrong, Mafue. He's just been solid as a rock. I reckon he's saved 3 dead set tries before against most other teams. So, you don't add the ones up on the scoreboard, you say, but you definitely make sure that the other side doesn't get added up anymore.
Salisbury coming back on the switch. This is what the men's team used to do back in the day.
That's right.
Double switches.
Yeah, run late. Run late. A real part of the Aussie men's game that was, renowned for through the 90s. Definitely adopted some of that stuff. But here we go. Here's the skip pass I was talking about earlier. They're just moving the point of attack in terms of exiting. Here comes Mafue coming to dummy half. He's been really clean in this role. And they're just going marching up. Here comes the transition attack team. And I just hope they go centralised and kick over to this 32 platform. It'd be really nice to see them come right over to this left edge and move the ball and hit those sort of targets.
Yeah, they did a great transition there, and they got the ball down, right down here. Now we're in this basically the 7-metre line. So again, a good attack platform, I thought, North Harbour.
So what Canterbury's doing well is they're setting 2 middles up, and everyone is sort of in an arrow defence. So when they're touching, they're just retreating, they're lifting outside, and it's way easier to defend. So I think if they can kick that ball over and really try and penetrate this open side, I think that's something up the sleeve that we can see from here.
Yeah, North Harbour, if they can check it one more, I think they'll open up Canterbury a little bit in the defensive zone.
Here we go, 2 minutes 30 to go, Maya. It's 2-2.
Yep, good set there from Canterbury, very similar to the previous one by North Harbour. As you see them just shifting the ball across, heading towards their sub-box. Not quite as fluent as they had been in the last 2 sets. Mafoi and dummy half.
These clunky sets, you know, that if you don't make good field position, any good opposition will come back. So check that ball. That's a lot better. They can get in what we call to the back gate.
Ooh, looks like, what have we got there?
Forward pass, I imagine. On-field referee would have been looking towards the sideline referee. It's one of those pitches as a referee when you see the receiving player standing in front of, you'll see it up here on this checkboard as you talked about. This player here is just in front of the guy passing it to him. Just the picture you see as a referee, surely that must have been forward. He would have got support from a sideline referee and good call.
Here we go, another platform there. Scotty Grant weighs up his options, just using the speed. But he's got quite a few. He'll be just teasing this defence, Scotty. He's got his plays up his sleeve. He knows who he's going to run. He's got Stowers here. He's got a bit of speed coming around on a sweep. Fifth and final. Short side, late cup. Going through the hands, skip right to left, over the top. Money ball, check inside.
There's our man, Mafoi. Giving the not my house signal after he made that touch.
Joe Mafoi. If you didn't know, now you know, Joe. Here we go, straight up the field. That's touch one. Coming through, they can come home strong and actually get one on here, I feel. Once again, look at these yards. Play through.
Absolutely great yards there for North Harbour, really marching them back, and that's what you want, to get a roll on to march them back, so you've got opportunities to attack from there.
So if you look off site, you can just see there's a point defender higher than anyone, and everyone else is back behind. Those are the ones that we really want to try and pull up. And I'm sure that Donnie Woodhouse, the coaching staff, will see those things and should address it at halftime. This
is a really important set for both teams. We talked about in the previous game, momentum into halftime. It's 2-2, pretty fair indication of what probably the game is. So if North Harbour can hold them out here, I think they'll be pretty stoked. If Canterbury can score here, then they'll go in really fizzing into that second half.
Yeah, in this half I've been impressed by Walker. He's been really good for Canterbury, just making sure he's dabbing in and out of space and creating stuff.
Yep, and he's out there. He's going to get the ball here. Oh!
Seaback is like, what's going on, man?
I wonder if there might not have been a stray hand there from the North Harbour defender that seemed to come out a lot faster than someone just dropping it.
Oh, the old stray ringer. Pulled it out there, eh? So here we go. There's only seconds remaining. And if they can get a power plant right in the middle, but tease this, they've got to lift this defence up. Or they've got a penalty, or it could be full time. Half-time there, and here we have it. Canterbury, Harbour, 30 men's final, it's 2-2. I don't know if anyone's been dominant, really.
No, I think both teams have been very similar. In fact, really good yards, although North Harbour's yards, I thought, in that second half of the first half has been a little bit more, as you said, maybe more direct and getting a better strike off the end of it. Both defensive teams are great. Mafoi, he's the standout for me so far. I know we watched this for the attack, but his defence has been incredible.
Here's Scotty Grant just on your highlights, try-lights, going through the hands. Mikey Davis, took it 1-1, and then nice little chicken pass here, a touchdown for number 2 there, and that was 2-1. And then we come through, and this was a play-on rule, and as we talked about, really good player awareness here in the official say it's a play-on and a lovely touchdown for our man. If you didn't know, it's Joe Mafoi.
I'll tell you one thing that I hope doesn't come into this game, but I just seen it at the end of the last game where time has expired, but with the Huda system, and we've got the two sort of timings happening here today, with the Open tournament obviously still carrying on and the Masters tournament finishing today, we've seen time go quite a lot long past 0-0-0, and we've seen it again just there at the end of that first half. I'd hate for it to be 2-2 at the end of the second half here, and time goes for an extra 15 seconds and one of the team gets up. That wouldn't be a great way to lose a final.
Well, you're on the clock. When you're in a game, you've got 30 seconds to know. Everyone knows it's 30 seconds, so you're playing to that 30-second second. But if there's an extra 10, you would have held it up. You're so right. That's something that's very crucial and vital to all finals as the time clock.
I can't imagine either coaches asking too much different from their teams, particularly on the defence and on the transition. I guess it's just around being more accurate, looking at what they identified in the first half and the other team's defence and where they might want to exploit things. But ultimately, I think these teams have been very accurate. While it's only 2-2, it's been a really spicy game.
Yeah, for me, Canterbury, what's working for them is they're keeping the ball alive. And every time they keep the ball alive, they're threatening every time. And so for the defence, it means that they have to chase everything. And so I think as we get along the game, if Canterbury, when they get into the attacking zone, can keep their ball alive, they may be able to sneak a couple in.
And here we go, it's the second half. It's 2-2. 2021 Bunnings Touch National Championship down here in Te Waipounamu, Waitaha, Ōtautahi, Ngaitahu, the beautiful lands of Ngaitahu. Got a little trick sweep play. Oh, he just slipped, play through. Yes, that was a little double slide, as they say. So they've got a few tricks up their sleeve. Donnie Woodhouse, he might get the ball, use his feet, looking to play and an offside player. Tried to get a play-through rule there, Maya.
Yeah, it's really good to go through, especially if it's on the defender that just made the touch. More often than not, obviously it's much harder to go backwards 7 metres than forwards. Probably didn't finish the way they'd like to. On a starter, you always really want to convert those. However, they got the ball over. As long as they defend hard here, they'll be back into it.
Yeah, here's Canterbury again, just going back to their process like all good Canterbury teams do, getting it to the sub-box, getting the really fresh legs on.
Yeah, just the injection of intensity there. Mikey Davis, he might come back around he's going to go on a 32 pick. Just going to look for the good attacking lines. Over the top there, checking it again. As you said, Meta, they're keeping it alive. Just trying to get players in motion. Late cut. And this is the Canterbury Evolved that I remember.
Meta, you hit it right on the head. Obviously, the attack is going left and then coming back right. And when you're a defender, I imagine, I only say this as I imagine, as you hit across and then ball's gone, you think, yep, job done. But then if you don't follow back in and fill the space, then that's when someone steps back and you know you should have been there.
Yeah, and they've got the ball back, Canterbury. Oh, he's nailed it. Yeah, just a little. Oh, nice foul. Oh, great touch.
Yeah, got on the outside of the defender and saw the space and could see the disconnection between the middles and just thought, you know what, I might take a cheeky one.
Sorry, but hits up just quickly. Seven Morrison, he looked like he got beaten, then he restabilised and then was still able to make that touch.
Yep, second penalty. North Harbour won't be wanting to give away a third, as we know. They'll be down to 5. Nice little play. Went one way, threw it back straight away.
That's the class of those experienced players. But then Naser, you know, whenever Naser comes around on a sweep, the person making the touch releases as strong as they can, and then Naser will just come back in. Here he comes, gets the ball, just comes back in slightly. That player's gone through, and it's a 3v2, and what a beautiful touchdown. And got, you know, very clinical in the skill set.
Well, yeah, they would have seen that in the first half, and that would have been a change-up that's been made for the second half, knowing how hard North Harbour locked under, and therefore if they can give it back early, then they can have space on the outside.
Yeah, Naser probably can't step what he used to, but he can come back, and that's a good thing for him.
And it's the reputation he has, you know. And these grades, these players that just have reputations that you've got to respect when they have when they're around the ball, or even worse, when they got the ball. So, yeah, this is a great start for Canterbury, but once again, we've seen this in the past, and North Harbour's come back, so there's ample time. Look at that beautiful ball work there from Scotty Grant, left to right, just opening up these gates for him to attack.
One thing I've liked about Kenner is they all know their role. They know their attacking role, they know their defending role, and there again, it is again Scotty Grant on the field, and straight away he makes something out of nothing.
Yeah, John Hood, big time touch there by John Hood. He's been quiet in the background, but just does those 1% as well. Nice ruck, little check off there, gets it behind. Yes, worked the penalty there, so that's a huge play from John Hood. He made the touch, turned it over, and they got a penalty right on halfway.
Yeah, good work, John Wright. Nice call. Here's the third referee I didn't see. But that's what you're wanting, I guess, as a coach. Hicker is, if not a try, a penalty, so you can go down there and have another crack.
Yeah, on the ball we got King. They're just slowly moving it. Here's our back flick King, Dwayne Tupe. He's trying to get him, but he needs them to come outside. He's just dumped inside. Right to left. Dumped inside the 7. You don't see that too much.
Not really. You're not looking for a quickie there, but it's normally on a hard yards, isn't it, where they can just get a dicky ball from that, but a bit of an unsure one really for that.
Well, they're sort of rushing the attack. If you watch, Canterbury's promoting at one defender, coming up, and the rest is just slightly behind them, so they're not really drawing everyone outside of the 7, which is a good ploy from Canterbury.
Good scoop there. Good defence there by Goldsmith.
Yes, Amorangi Goldsmith. They win what we call the range. They make the touch and they get 3 steps back before the attacking player actually gets it. So, yeah, they're doing all these little 1%ers very, very well, Canterbury, to start the second half.
You talked about them planting inside the 7. I guess what you're saying there is if you're close to your punt to the scoreline, the less work you're making the defensive team do in terms of being able to get onside.
Totally. Here's the injection.
Oh, long ball.
Nice work, and now they're just completing their sets in this left-hand corner, knowing they're going to put pressure defensively on Harbour.
Obviously, Canterbury didn't know what we knew, which is Marfoy. You just no way you're getting a try around him, so I can't imagine they'll want to attack the right-hand side of the North Harbour defence too much with him out there.
Yeah, great to see, these players that might not be household names, definitely an athlete and just owns that wing role, which never used to be the role a lot of people used to like playing, but it's a specialist role in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, a specialist role. A winger, need to know how to hold your line, when to come in, when to stay out, when to be dummy half. So there's a lot of things that you need to know as a winger.
Yeah, unfortunate that moment, he went through. Yeah, we just tried to get a little extra few metres. Lost their way on the 5th and final. Ruck it up the field though, here we go, Canterbury coming along. I'll keep it very simple. On the ball again is Josh. There's Scotty Grant at half, there's Naser, or there's Tama Walker. And just once again, they're toying with the defence almost, Scotty.
Forward pass, I imagine this is going to be. Probably didn't look as forward as most forward passes.
Yeah, but it's forward pass, right?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but no, it was forward pass. North Harbour are happy with it.
But very consistent, I must say that, very consistent.
Yeah, again, Canterbury trying to keep that sort of ball moving, but I'd say Harbour has done the transition a lot better this half, and you could see it, those subbers coming around at depth, so they're going to try and transition from attack into strike plays.
Yeah, and they've gone to quite a static setup here, which worked for them in the first half. Just going to feed him, but they're locked in really, really tight there, and that sort of platform, instead of, I guess, dummy him and run a rip ball out, should be a 3-on-2. Easier said than done. Coming through. Ooh.
The middle player slipped over there. I thought there might have been some space there. It could have gone straight through, but it just needed to look up a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Good intensity. Huge there. Tama Walker. Stowers coming through, number 12 for Canterbury. We've got Corey Anderson.
It's been a real change from the first half. Towards the end of that first half, North Harbour's transition was fantastic, but Canterbury, since the second half has started, has just been so beautiful, and it's allowing them to have a real genuine crack on the end of it. So North Harbour really needs to start getting up on defence and stopping the momentum, the flow that Canterbury have off their yards, and then they need to replicate that when they're transitioning like they are now.
You probably need to throw a flyer up a little bit to stop that. If they're going to go into the middle, Canterbury probably need to promote someone quite high so they can just stop them straight away.
Yeah, they don't mind backpedaling right to the line, Canterbury. On this last set here, off the ball, as you can see, this is better. They get in sort of in behind. And here we have 8 on the ball. King got a bit of speed. Goes through the hands. Is he going to play through? And there we have it. They're going to draw it all up, and they just isolated that middle 2 defenders and hit it with speed, and we'll see on the Bunnings Warehouse replay here. Power plant there. In he comes. I think it's 8. We've got King on the ball, and here's the back flick, King himself, and just pops over the top. Lovely touchdown in the corner, and Harbour will be super stoked there, and they're back in this one. It's super tight.
Yeah, we talked about wingers, and we saw there Brendan Stewart, who is an actual winger. He not enough communication from the link, and he just came in and tried to shut it down when he didn't need to, probably.
Yeah, exactly my thoughts. The link was just in too tight for no real reason. It seemed like it was just going to run to an easy mirror, but unfortunately the too tight got numbers. Scotty Grant making people fall over. He does it in the dry as well as the wet.
Yeah, and Brendan Stewart, as you said, not a lot of plays gone out that side. He's been safe as houses there, and there was just that little disconnection. But here we go. Mikey Davis, he's at half. Just go, short side, go through, just cruising. Look at that little pop. Oh, Scotty. And just straight back at him. Touchdown there by Canterbury.
That was the beautiful. Oh, they did get him for the push. I didn't think they'd get him. You'll just see... Or did they? No, they awarded the try. You'll see Scotty here, just as he slips to the side, he comes towards his defender, and you'll just see him drop his left hand down, which will just shift the defender's momentum back, creating that space and getting the try. So I don't know if that would have been a harsh call to call that a push-off, but he just made it look like it wasn't it.
Yeah, Lamorto, he didn't really pull his corner on that one. He got open, and his profile was too open, so then Mikey just went straight through the space.
Yeah, no, they go to a platform, so they've had a little word. They were going middle, now they've gone 32 platform, and it's basically whatever's offered. Short drawn pass, beautiful again. And once again, there's that disconnection, as you said, Medi. There's a little bit of disconnection. Brendan Stewart, he's all class out there, so they'll talk about that. Sometimes when you're winging, you stay out. So we go again here. That's actually just a beautiful plant. Yeah, through the hands.
Yeah, Matt Withers there got caught out a little bit there, and they bounced him out a little bit, so he's just sort of needed to be staying on a man. He pulled the corner and he shut too quickly.
It was almost like the effects of the previous try where they were in too tight. This time they maybe over-adjusted and went a little bit too wide.
Here we have it, 4-all, just under 10 minutes remaining in this one. It's the 30 men's final. It's getting an out ball. There's that 32 platform ruck again. You know, they've gone back to it.
Staying alive.
They've gone back to it, so yep, they've had a chat at half-time, they've seen, I think that 32 platform is a platform for us to attack.
4-4, so suggests the teams are even, but I'm thinking that Canterbury are a lot more dominant, especially their transition's fantastic, and North Harbour are going to need to be really sharp if they're going to keep them out when they get onto the score.
Yeah, I think if North Harbour keeps on attacking that link though, the link in the wing, like you said, there's a little bit of a disconnection there. If they continue to keep on like probing that, it means that they're going to have to change things, and then they can change it again.
You know, we were calling a game and I was saying, man, know so many people's nicknames, don't know their real names, but I'm pretty sure I just seen a dude, Soldier we call him, I didn't know his real name, it could be Dwayne, but I just seen him step on. Look for him late in this half, number 15 for Harbour, he's got some good feet on him.
That's
if
good.
That is Soldier. But here we go, Mikey Davis again, 32 platform. Yeah, nice work again from our man Joe. Roll ball, quick play. Ooh, they were up there. Mikey Davis moving this ball again. This player's in motion. Bit of speed through the hands. Oh,
there's
yeah.
the man, Mafui. Whenever you need a defensive job done, just send in the super Mafui. He's just fantastic. He made a great read the touch before as well. He's the North Harbour team, he's carrying them here.
Yeah, he might be in Thames Valley colours next year, eh?
Not sure we got enough budget to get a player like that down to the valley.
But here we go, 4-all. You know, it's a mouth-watering game, this one. On they come. Yeah, number 4's on the ball now, Brad Norman. Just gets a nice plant there, just using his feet. Coming across. Running out of ideas, unfortunately. Just needs to keep going forward.
That's a good set by North Harbour though, really getting them right down the field and making Canterbury work to get back up.
Yeah, this Canterbury loves this stuff, I must admit. You know, it's something that they've been renowned for. But also Harbour. Harbour, they know they're in for a tight grind. Yes, another excellent touch. I really like the look of O'Sullivan. Callum Sullivan, who's been strong defensively.
Scotty Grant will not be happy with that. Tell us about the referee decision there. He might be having a conversation with you later.
I don't know what the decision was, but it definitely would have been right.
Nice.
Yeah, look nice and clean there, but hey, we get the luxury of a replay.
That's a really good call there. That was just weak ruck. He wasn't controlling the ball.
Yeah, poor ball security, on that one.
Totally.
Oh, Stowers. So this is what you see with Canterbury. You see these injections of intensity that come onto the field, and just the tempo picks up.
Yeah, the one thing that, again, we talk about people knowing their roles, and Stowers has done a great role. He's a yardie man, and when he's in there, he's in there. Ben Seaback here, he's a scooping man, so they know their role really well.
Yeah, great touch there by Harbour. Here's Walker. Oh, all the time in the world.
I think he was looking for him for a short hole there, and Mikey Davis tried to come in a little bit.
The thing I liked there with Walker was he didn't run at the saving play. He just squared up the defence. Here we go again. King's been doing a mountain of work, and also 12. Hats off to 12, Mark. He's come through the Auckland mix. He's a Galaxy boy, so shouts out there. Here's Donnie Woodhouse. Donnie's looking fit as ever, Donnie. Just opening up what we call the gate, taking his time. This is the good composure I feel Harbour need.
Yeah, it's kind of swinging back and forth, isn't it, this game? And, it looks like it looks like they're going to breach them, and then Canterbury's defence holds, and then it looks like Canterbury's going to breach them, and they hold as well. So this is a real match-up.
We've got 6 minutes to go. I'm not sure if you heard me, but I stuck 2 sacks of Kinners on there being a drop-off at the end of this game. So, yes.
Two.
I'm more of a power girl, so...
I'll tell you what, they pay well at Pridal College. Put 2 sacks of Kinners on. I was going to put a punnet.
Maybe some white bait there as well, boys?
Yes, awesome. Here we go. On the ball.
Oh, look at Nazer.
Just injects himself. Oh, he's got the dancing shoes on, Nazer. Look at it. Class. They say form comes and go, but class, he sliced through there. I don't think anyone touched him.
Yeah, so Nazer's only just gone in, and really he just said a big play. Nazer Silver is one of those players.
Swipe right.
on the Bunnings replay
Here
here.
we go. Beautiful. Look at him. He's been doing the tippy toes through, Naser. Yeah, nice and composed. And then B. Stewart, been doing this his whole career. It's quite a clutch play at a crucial time.
Yeah, no, big game of Naser, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the man. I always loved watching him. Hated refereeing him. He was always too fast. I told him I'd send him off if he got too many intercepts.
Yeah, man, he's definitely just such a such a consistent athlete, Naser. But here we go. Harbour, they're up front. Here we go. Ooh, just no. Oh, yes, they've got a few bodies in motion there.
I don't know if Stowe was like using his foot for a touch or not. Is that a touch? The foot?
Yeah, well, you're not supposed to touch with your foot. We're not in a tripping action anyway.
Oh, back door there.
Hey, man, you don't see this in the 30s. I think someone's just turned 30 today. Number 5, John Hood. What's good? Here he goes, comes along.
That's some athleticism there, really, isn't it? It's like, for the cause, I can jump over everybody.
And here comes the experience, Scotty Grant. Just looking to the sub box. Yep, he's just slowed down that. Just see how they've slowed the tempo now, the boys. They know they're going to march up the field. They've got a full set up their sleeve. Ben Seebeck's there. He's out on the field. We've got, looks like Mikey Davis. This potent, these weapons out there for Canterbury. Scotty's going to take his time. Just come through the hands.
Yeah, Mikey Davis started on the outside straight away.
What I liked was they slowed the tempo right down and they played the game at their pace. So here we come Seebeck. Scotty, look, he's just jogging. Out ball, 3v2, through the hands, clinical 6-4.
I think if North Harbour to get back into this, they need to understand they can't invite Canterbury down to their line, and they can't just roll back and back their defence, because Canterbury are just too clinical, so they need to be pressing forward, slowing that momentum. Here we have North Harbour getting a penalty here. This is key time to kick back to 5-6.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Soldier. This boy can play. He's been around for a long time. Was playing North Harbour Open Mix a few years ago. Got a lot of touch in the back pocket. So here he goes, gets a little out ball.
Oh, we've got a slip over here, the middle there with us. Did he get across? He did. No, looks like it's Scotty Grant come across and helped out.
Beautiful inside defence, little hunting defence they slid across. And they're lifting real positive here, Canterbury, just staying out. King's got the ball, little out ball again.
Oh, he slipped again.
Yeah, there's Soldier. Yeah, like, when he's around the ball, this boy can play it. He's got quite a high strike rate. So 6-5, plenty of time, 2.5 minutes to go. A nice little out ball. They go to this 32 platform. There, King, quality pass, runs across, change of direction and slip in these conditions as you do. Touches down, and Harbour, they only trail by 1 with 2 minutes to go.
Key set here for both teams, again for the same reasons. North Harbour will want to keep their momentum going and get back to 6-all, and Canterbury will want to push out to another 2-try lead again.
Yeah, they'll just march it right down to the line in the strike zone and then just have a crack at it. Watch out for the number 6, Tama Walker again, trying to do that. Mikey Davis.
Yeah, little backdoor sweep, he might get it back here.
Long ball.
Clinical again. And they haven't run that play the whole game. They've saved that just right for that moment, Mike.
Yeah, and I mean, it had to be amazing to get outside Mark Foy. Obviously, he's been defending really well. Just a sweet play, looked back in, stepped off the right foot and threw it long. Didn't even know where his winger was. Just that connection that we talked about earlier, playing with each other for so long. Turned out, threw it long.
Yeah, that sweep come, from outside in. It went to 32 ruck. So nice little technical play. And I dare say the brains trust Scotty Grant and Mikey Davis would have been a part of that.
North Harbour again trying to get into the attacking zone, looking for their own long ball.
Yeah, Brad Norman there, he's injected himself into the game.
Had a penalty here, 1 minute. They'll want to score really, really quickly, so because I'm sure Canterbury will slow the set down that they get. It's probably only about 1.5 sets left in the game, so they want to score very quickly here.
Here goes Norman, he'll get the ball back. Just using his feet.
Oh, unfortunate there, a bit of slip, and it has been it's been raining all night last night, and it's been dewy all day.
Yeah, and I must say, still credit to the groundsman here. This field's held out for 3 days. Here we go, Brad Norman again. Man on man play through, there go. Face play, they got another penalty. Looks like an advantage, play through. Over the top. Yeah, touchdown, our man, as you know, Joe Marfoy. So here we go, probably 30-ish seconds to go.
Oh, This is tight, you know, with the Canterbury perspective here. Look at that, he just goes waltzes straight through another long ball. Good winger there, just sitting there, and he's been like that all day, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Well, he can do it at both ends, the man, both ends.
Now, how much time do you have? Is there a rule there, Maya?
There's no rule. It's just within the spirit of the game. If the referee feels that they're playing, slowing down play, then they'll obviously turn the ball over.
Yeah, and you know, you got the ball in hand. You do what all teams would do. You just hold it up, take your time.
Slow it down, take the touches, and there we go.
And there we have it. There we have it. Canterbury. They do it on home soil. They go back to back. National champions for 2001, 7 over a gallant North Harbour team, 7-6, and they take the gold medal. It's been an honour there, Maya, and also calling this one with yourself, Medi.
Yeah, it's been great there. A good, powerful Canterbury side. They did it in the men's years ago, and they're still doing it here, and when they're over 30s as well.
And I must say, compliments to the humility of both teams, and I'm sure they're going to enjoy it with a few cup of teas tonight here in Christchurch. So to all the listeners and all the whānau back home, that is us for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hei ako ko ake nei.
Yeah.